This is Damon L. Jacobs. I'm here at the Days of Our Lives fan event at the Mohegan Sun here in Connecticut. Right? Mohegan Sun. Go Mohegan Sun. With James Reynolds and Drake Hogestyn.
Oh, man.
So, you two have had a full day, lots of fans. What has it been? You've done events like this before, but what was this fan event like for you compared to others?
Well, it was wonderful. For one thing, I hadn't been here, so at the Mohegan Sun, so that begins. You know, when we go to a different part of the country, it's just you see how this show is received by people everywhere, and how universal.
Very passionate here.
Oh, they're very passionate. Yeah. They're very passionate. And the appeal of the show is so universal and so wonderful, and the people are so welcoming and warm. It was just fantastic.
Wow. How about for you, sir?
Years ago we did a show at Hartford at the Civic Center where the Whalers played. We put over 15,000 in the stands there, and here I think we had 15,001.
It looked like it from what I could see.
Yeah, and most of them were delicious women, so it all worked for me.
All right, okay. Now, let's talk about what these delicious women are going to get to see over the next few months in Salem. I know there's a lot coming up, and I'm going to start with you, because we know that Kristen is on her way back to town.
Boy, I think Kristen DeMira rolls in this week, actually, on the show, and the same actress, Eileen Davidson, a very close personal friend of mine, and she comes in and stirs things up right away. She and Marlena are going at it. There's another person involved. And when I go back, it gets very volatile with myself and very close family members, so stay tuned.
Now, when you say family members, you gotta be specific, because at one time or another, you've been related to pretty much everybody in Salem.
Well, I know.
The Alamains, the Bradys, the Demaras. I can't keep track of who you're not related to.
Well, that's a fact, and I can't tip stories, so I just have to say that it's going to be a family member.
Well, I will say that at least on screen recently was acknowledged that John Black is a Demera. They weren't talking about it for a while, now they're talking about it again.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
You tell me about it.
No, you tell me about it.
He's Stefano's half-brother.
Right, that's a fact.
Okay.
His name's Ryan DeMira, but have they actually talked about it on camera?
From what we're seeing on the air, it was talked about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Really?
He talked with Marlena about going after the Demera heritage.
Claiming
his own.
Oh, that part of the story.
That's where
okay. That I understand that, and I was really kind of embracing that.
Yeah.
But when that set of writers left.
Yes,
and,
we know.
and a new writer came in. And so that part of the storyline went bye-bye. See how it works?
Okay. Well, now, Mr. Carver.
Yes, given that.
Oh, given all that. Now you are
in-law.
You are an in-law of the Demera clan.
I am an in-law of the Demera clan. That's true. Yeah, we are all seemingly in Salem in one way or another related to each other. Yes, I'm a Demera in-law.
Well, I have to say, it's been wonderful to see you on air so much recently, though I didn't like the reason, because Lexi's, I love Lexi and I love Renee, but to see you after 31 years get to do some real great scenes was a real reward for us viewers.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. It was very much a bittersweet thing, because as an actor you love to embrace those moments, but as a person and watching a friend leave, and a character that I know the audience loves have to go as well. That's always difficult. It's always hard.
Now, of course, it was very sad, but this also opens up Abe to some new storyline opportunities.
The work that accompanied that, though, was outstanding.
Wasn't it?
It really was. And when the cast and crew applaud the work, and they've seen it all, it just tells you something.
Absolutely. And you played it so reserved. You didn't go full out soap opera drama. You played it so dignified.
They leave that to me.
So graceful. All right. I mean, there was a grace, there was a dignity to you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I think it called for that, and I think both to pay honor to Renee and to the character. And it's a very good writing, and everybody embraced that story. The directors really embraced it and supported it throughout, and everyone who was in it. I mean, one of the scenes I get so much comment was with this guy.
Yeah.
And that final goodbye. And
now,
thank you for that.
This does open Abe up to some new storyline opportunities.
There are some possibilities out there.
Now, last year, 2 years ago, when Maggie lost Mickey, suddenly she found herself orbiting in Victor's universe.
Yep.
This is just me as a viewer, and you guys know I've been seeing the show, but I couldn't help but think, what if Abe and Kate kind of started hanging out? I think Kate could loosen him up a little bit.
Well, I guess she's divorced, isn't she?
on divorce or on the skids or whatever, but I think Abe needs some loosening up, and she needs somebody who's solid.
Well, that's a thought. I mean, there are a lot of thoughts out there and a lot of ideas. I think you're going to start to see something start to bubble here pretty soon.
What would you like to see for you?
But I'm going to be quiet about it. I think there's some. I'm going to let things take its course. I have my thoughts in what I'd like to see, but I think you are going to see some things start to bubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a little exercise because you two have known each other for so long.
Yeah.
You've been working together on and off since '86. Drake, I'd like you to say 5 words that describe James. 5 words that describe our good friend here.
5 words?
5 words.
It's hard to do. Tough, sincere, dedicated, steadfast, loyal.
Good list. All right, for you, 5 words for Drake.
I'd almost use the same, but I think I'd have to add integrity and forthrightness to that. Mm-hmm. But the same list, literally. Yeah.
You guys find that knowing each other, that you're still learning from each other, that it's still
it's a process. The whole acting, it's an exploration. You're never gonna. James Durning said something. He got a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he was up on the stage, and he's a little older now, and he's not quite as sharp with his words. But he said, "You know what? I just started to think that in the last performance here, that by God, I'm just starting to get it." And he was so sincere when he said that. It just really, because we think that all the time. We're always looking, and as you get older, you're changing also as your presentation changes. And to study your friends around you and to steal from them and to learn from them just enriches everybody.
Yeah.
How about for you? After 31 years, what still brings energy? What still brings challenge?
What brings
for you?
energy for me, and I keep tagging on what Drake says, but he's so perceptive about this, I think, because the journey of life for all of us is to continuing to learn. But I think the thing that is always bottom line for me is I have been so fortunate in my life to do what I love to do for a living. And it's challenging at times, and at times you're upset as you are in any job. But I get to do what brings me joy in order to make a living, and that's priceless. It's priceless.
Yeah, it's. I'll add to that in just a second. It's kind of funny. It's. I was off the show for a couple of years, so I had the opportunity to explore the things that I thought I had passion about. And as I'm in the middle of pursuing some of these things, I said, I don't like this. I don't have any passion for this. I'm an actor.
What were you trying?
Oh, just different things I've just wanted to do. Just real estate, construction. I'm talking about buying and selling and I bought an apartment building, and investments and things like that. And stockbroker's license, stuff that handling my own finances, which I am attached to, but I realized, I do this for a living. It's like, that's not what I want to do. And then when it wasn't until I went back into writing again in the creative process, that's when you realize that this is what I do. And I think that was the first time that I really embraced my whole existence as an actor. I said, this is what I do. Tristan Rogers and I, we put a little thing together and went out in the desert with a camera, shot some stuff through the wire, and it was like, what a process that was, and really made me love it even more. And it was shot like a guerrilla shoot, but it was just so fascinating and just made me appreciate the business all over again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Before we go, we're going to have to go in a minute here at Mohegan Sun, but is there anything, I know you do a lot of charity work, I know you support a lot of organizations, is there any charity you want us to talk about? Or
I do. Well, I've been very honored to be the spokesperson for the Department of Veterans Affairs for hospitalized vets for now a number of years, and I don't continue literally in that position, but helping the Department of Veterans Affairs a lot, and that's something I'm very, very passionate about. I've always felt that care for our veterans goes beyond politics and beyond philosophy and ideology. These are our sons and our daughters, and we should make sure that they are cared for throughout, and that includes giving them jobs as well as helping care for any medical care.
And mental health. I'm a mental health professional.
That's all part of the medical care
Yeah.
that we should embrace
Yeah.
that. Absolutely. You're so right.
Yeah.
Mental health is so key.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope to see you gambling
Always
tonight.
good.
I hope
Thank
to
you.
catch up with you.
Absolutely. Yes, you. And I was going to shake my
Just
friend's
shake his
hand.
hand. You shake his hand. You get to see him all day.